Hi, St. Paul City School scholars. I thought now would be a good time to share another story with you. Do you see a clue? If you joined in with me last time, you heard a story about the pigeon, and you're right. Today it's about soccer. Now this is a smaller soccer ball than usual, but it is a soccer ball or football. Now this story is about one of the most famous soccer players ever in Brazil. Do you have a guess who it is? Pele, King of Soccer, el rey del futebol. Oh, I just love the pictures in here. Pele, King of Soccer, el rey del futebol by Monica Brown, illustrated by Rudy Gutierrez, and translated by Fernando G.P.C. I'm sorry that I can't speak Spanish because this book is translated in Spanish. So the next time you see me, if you want to borrow it, you absolutely can. You ready? Watch as the famous number 10 flips the soccer ball up, down, and around with his magic feet. Pele runs across the field like a cheetah, dribbling like a dancer. Can Pele score 3 goals in one game, a hat trick? He traps the ball with his thighs and ankles, and before it even touches the ground, he shoots. Pele and his team have won again. The crowd chants, Pele, Pele, Ore Pele, the king. But Pele was not always so famous. Once he was a boy from the town of Três Coracoas in Brazil, the largest country in South America. Pele's family was very poor, so he sometimes worked shining shoes and selling meat pies to help them. Every evening, no matter how tired they were, Pele and his father, Don Dodino, would play soccer in the streets. Whoops! Sometimes Pele accidentally broke a window or kicked the ball over the fence. When he was almost 10 years old, Pele came home and found his father crying. "Why are you sad, Papa?" he asked. "I am sad because Brazil has lost the World Cup. Everyone in Brazil is sad tonight." "Don't worry. I will win a World Cup for you one day," Pele promised. Pele loved to play soccer with his friends. They didn't have enough money for a ball, so they used a grapefruit instead. I actually have a grapefruit. Can you imagine? If they couldn't find a grapefruit, they would stuff an old sock with newspaper. Pele and his friends started their own soccer team. When the other teams saw that Pele and his teammates couldn't afford shoes, they nicknamed them the Barefoot Team. But the Barefoot Team kept winning. One day, a famous Brazilian soccer player invited Pele to try out for a professional team. At 15, Pele became the youngest player on the Santos Soccer Club team. The coach thought that Pele was too skinny and ordered him to eat and eat and eat. For the first time in his life, Pele had all the food his stomach could hold. Can you imagine? Finally, it was time for Pele to play soccer in his first professional match. Pele used his famous bicycle trick to trick the other team. His knees bend and his legs whirl backward until his foot connects with the ball. When he was 17 years old, Pele played in his first World Cup for Brazil. On the day of the game, Pele remembered his promise to his father. Pele sees that his teammate's Vava is open, and he kicks the ball to him in a perfect pass. Pele's team won. The Brazilians were the world champions of soccer for the first time. Listening on the radio at home, Pele's father cried. This time he was so happy. While Pele playing for the national team, Brazil won 2 more World Cups. Pele traveled all over the world playing soccer, and wherever he went, people admired him. He met kings, queens, and presidents, spreading the love of soccer to children and adults everywhere. But there was one more thing that Pele wanted to do. No soccer player had ever scored 1,000 goals. Pele had scored 999. It was a rainy November day, and 80,000 fans had come to see Pele play. Pele dribbles toward the goal line, and his opponent trips him. Penalty kick. Pele looks at the ball. He looks at his fans. He looks at the goalie. Can you guess what happens? Pele kicks and scores his 1,000th goal! Thanks for reading with me.